moving on to some of the questions from the textbook, we're going to be looking at activity 4 on page 100. The heading is differentiate between a strong acid and a weak acid. So the two acids we're going to be comparing are vinegar and hydrochloric acid. From the previous video, we know the theory that says vinegar is the weak acid and hydrochloric acid is the strong one. What are we doing in this experiment? We're adding a metal to the acid. The metal we're adding is magnesium. Now, the standard reaction for acid plus metal is that it makes a salt and hydrogen. Hydrogen is a gas. So what we would expect in each of these test tubes, if we put the same amount of magnesium in, is that it will bubble. It will bubble when it reacts because hydrogen gas is being produced. For the weak acid, we would expect it to bubble very slowly, and for the strong acid, we would expect it to fizz quite a bit, to bubble very quickly. And that's the way we would differentiate between the weak acid and the strong acid. Okay, the last activity questions I want to do with you guys is on activity 6, page 102, questions 1 and 2. I'm just going to go through these questions verbally. If you want, you can write down the answers. So, activity 6 has the heading, identify common alkalis. Question 1a, what is an alkali? So, from the theory we did in the first video, an alkali is a base which can dissolve in water. For 1b, list some of the properties of alkalis. So we can list the same properties as we have for any base, that they are bitter in taste, slippery when wet, and corrosive or caustic. Next, 2a, at home or in the supermarket, identify 5 products that contain alkalis. And off that question, 2b, carefully read the label or list of ingredients on each of the products identified in A. Make a note of any safety warnings. So I've just picked 2 products which contain bases. This is some Sunlight baby powder, and the ingredients aren't listed fully. Okay, this is obviously to prevent people from copying the recipe and making their own Sunlight. But what it does say is that it contains 30 to 40% soap, and when I googled it, the active ingredient in the soap, the active base, was potassium hydroxide, KOH. The next common household substance with a base is toothpaste, and here again they don't give the full list of ingredients. All they say is that the active ingredient is sodium monofluorophosphate. Let me write that down. Bit of a mouthful. Sodium monofluorophosphate. Okay, and all we need to know is that this is a base. So that concludes today's lesson. I'm just going to send out some work on the section. I'm not going to go through the complete set of pages, page 98 to 108. We're just going to stop at page 103, and the activity which I'd like you to do is activity 7, number 1 and 2. So I will send that on the parents group, and today I'm also going to send out solutions for the homework from last week, Thursday. In the next video lesson, we'll finish off the section on acids and bases, and I'll also maybe do a little video discussion on the homework from last week, Thursday, if there are any issues. So thanks guys, have a good rest of the day, a happy Monday, and I'll chat to you guys soon. Take care.